I hope you gave the challenge a serious try, which is very important to build that muscle memory and to retain the information for longer time. You always need to push yourself hard, and if you get stuck somewhere, then you can pick up some hints from this video. You can always pause this video at any point of time and start writing the solution on your own just to challenge yourself. And if you get stuck somewhere again, then you can resume the video and pick up more hints. So here I have written all our requirements and we are going to go through each of these steps one by one. The first step says that we need to retrieve the name, department and title of all the contacts, which is very easy I believe, since I have written a lot of SQL queries in our previous videos. So we are going to write our select statement and we need to get name, department and title, and this we need to get from the contact object. So we need to write from contact. We already know that the API name of contact object is contact itself. We can execute this query and we have got 20 results. So that's there. This is our step 1. Now let's see what we have in step 2. Here it says retrieve all cases, and we need to get the case number and subject from the case object raised by the contact. So it clearly says that we need to get the related cases, and since case is a child object of the contact object, we need a subquery to retrieve all the related cases. So let's go back to our developer console, and before that we need to go to our setup, and from there we need to pick up the relationship name that we can use to retrieve all the cases. And remember, we always need to go to the child object to get the relationship name. So here our child object is case, so we are going to search case here. Let's open it. Let's go to the fields and relationship, and we need to focus on a lookup or master detail field with the contact object. So I'm going to sort it, and here we have a lookup with the contact object. So let's open this field, and our child relationship name is cases. This is what we need to use in our subquery. And if case would have been a custom object, then we would have to add our suffix as well, which is _r. But since this is a standard object, we will use this relationship name as is. So now let's go to the developer console. Let's add a comma here, and we are going to write our subquery within these parentheses. So we need to select the case number. So let's find out the API name of case number. Here is our case number field, and the API name is case number. So let's copy it, select case number, and then we need to get the case subject. So we are going to find out the API name for subject as well, which is subject itself. So let's retrieve case number and subject from cases, and this is our relationship name that we have just seen. Let's execute this query, and this should be our step 2. We are getting all our related cases here along with the case number and case subject. Let's move to step 3, and it says get parent account's name and rating for each contact. So here account is the parent object, so this time again we need to find that relationship name to reach to the parent account object from this contact object. So I'm going to the setup page again. Let's click on this object manager, and since the contact is our child object this time, we need to search for contact. Let's go to the fields and relationship, and here is our lookup with account. So let's click on it, and we need to use this field name as a relationship name because this time we are focusing on the parent object. If we were interested in retrieving the child objects, then we would have to use this child relationship name, but for this step 3 we need to use the field name. Okay, so let's add one more comma, and let's use our relationship name, which is account, and let's look what we need to retrieve from the account. We need to get the name and rating. So let's write down name, comma, account dot rating. I hope these are the API names for both of these fields. We can go back and confirm it. Let's open our account object. The account name's API name is name itself, which we have used, and then we should have a rating field as well, and that's also the correct name that we are using here. So let's execute this query, and now we are getting our account name and account rating as well. So this is our step 3. Now let's move on. In the step 4, it says that account fields should be the initial columns of our result. So let's go back to our developer console. We just need to remove these account fields from the end, and let's paste them at the start. Let's add a comma here and remove this unnecessary comma. So now our account name and account rating should be the initial columns of our search result. Let's execute it, and we are getting the account name and account rating at the start and the rest of the columns after those. Let's move to the step number 5, and it says retrieve only those records where account rating is hot. So here we need to put a condition on the account object, which is the parent of the contact object. So we need to use our main query. So we are going to put the condition after this from keyword, and here let's have a where clause. And since we are putting a condition on account rating, so let's copy this field, and this should be equals to hot. And if we'll execute it, then we should only get those results where account rating is hot. So this time we are only getting 6 rows, where previously we were getting 20 rows with all the different ratings. So if you want to put a condition on the parent object, then you can use your main where clause instead of using the subquery, because subquery is only used to put the condition on the child objects. Now let's move to step number 6, and it says sort the result by the contact name. So this one is easy. We need to use our order by clause here, and instead of sorting it by the account name, we need to sort it by the contact name, which is name itself. So order by name, and let's execute it, and this time our search results are sorted by the contact name. We can clearly see that it's alphabetically sorted, where the previous results were not sorted. So now let's move to our step number 7, and here it says only retrieve open cases, and to find out the open cases we can use the is closed checkbox field on the case object. So let's go back to our SQL query, and this time we are going to put a condition on our inner query. So we need to use our where clause here, and our condition says that we only need to fetch the open cases. For that, let's use our is closed field, and we need to only fetch those cases where is closed is false. So when this field is false, that means the case is open. So let's execute this query, and our number of cases are reduced because this time we are only retrieving the open cases. If we go back to our previous result, then you will notice that here number of cases were more, because I guess we had these cases for 5 of the records, but this time we are only getting these cases for 2 of the records. So this was our step number 7, and in the step number 8 we need to add one more filter condition, and this time it will be on the contact object, where we need to fetch only those records where department is equals to technology. So this should be easy, considering we already have a where condition on our contact object. So we just need to add one more condition. So I'm going to use my AND operator here, and this time the condition is on the department field. So let's write that down, and department should be equals to technology, and let's execute this query. So finally we are only getting one result where account rating is hot, the contacts department is technology, and case is open. So this was about the SOQL challenge number 2, and I hope you enjoyed writing the solution for it. From the next video, we'll continue progressing in this course.